Yeah, I don't know. Like, this was part of the reason why, like, in the in-depth of Kate Sith, I kind of talked about how Kate Sith is like both Reeve and also not Reeve, because especially like starting in this game, they make it pretty apparent that Kate Sith is its own thing. Uh, at least somewhat. Like, it's still him, but like, yeah. It's Chat GPT. Oh, you can put a materia floater in both of these. Interesting. I want to save up for one of these. the second I had exited out of the menu, just plop into the poop water. Okay, this we don't need the materia floater. Immediate sewer. What are these? What is that? Okay, those are some kind of like collectible. I've been seeing those the whole game. I didn't know what they were. They're some kind of collectible. Secrets. Yeah. Oh my god, the classic.
Looks like I'm not the only one here.
What about that tongue? Oh my god, that tongue is great. Ooh ha ha. Who flushed their pet turtle? Could use some potions. I know, I should know better. If I see something, immediately shoot it. That's how games like this work. Speedrun of Dirge of Cerberus, when? I would love to see what the speedrun of this game is like. If it were fun and semi short, I'd be down to try it. Oh, do I just dropping down? Oh, yeah. I didn't expect to get around the gate like that. It seems like you always have to open them. So violent. Of course the Sahagin was holding a card key. Why wouldn't he? They're known for being very hip with technology. They have great security systems. Yes, I wanted to mention that today. I mentioned it during the week, but I wanted to mention it during Fantathon for those watching on YouTube. I did, it's actually really crazy. So I told you guys that after we were done with 14 for Fantathon, I was going to try to get my PSN account working again so that I could like actually trophy quest 14 and just, you know, play it on console, because I wanted to try it on console as well. And so Square Enix has this form you can fill out, where if you accidentally connect your PlayStation account to the wrong Final Fantasy XIV account, you can one time fill out this form and they'll cancel it so you can connect it to the correct account. And that's exactly what happened, because I played the old Final Fantasy XIV demo way back when it released on PS3, I think. I think it was PS3. That connected my PSN account to this random Final Fantasy IV, because I made one on the spot. And then I lost that information because that was like a million years ago. So when I made my Final Fantasy XIV account for Fantathon, I made it with my current Square Enix account that I like order all my Square Enix stuff on, right? So, but I didn't know that once you connect a PSN account to a Square Enix account, it's on there permanently. You can never ever change it. So my PSN account was permanently attached to this random Square Enix account I made one time to play the Final Fantasy XIV demo. So they have this form you can fill out for specifically that. So I filled it out, and like not even a day, I think maybe a day later, like maybe 24 hours later, I get an email, and I thought it was so quick that I thought it was just like a automatic, hey, thanks for contacting Square Enix support, we'll get to you when we get to you kind of email. So I didn't even check it right away. And then like 2 days later, was my day that I normally check my email, and I checked my email, and it was actually support saying that they needed me to log into that account and just like fill out some information. So I logged in, I filled out the information, I emailed them back, and literally like 20 minutes later, I get an email from another person at Square Enix support saying, hey, just want to make sure that you're okay with us permanently deleting this account. And I said, yes, I'm okay with it. And then like 5 minutes later, get another email saying, okay, we did it. Good to go. I was like shocked. And Square Enix has always had really good support, honestly. Like my history with their support has been pretty good. But that was not surprising. Like, or I was not expecting. I'm gonna see what this red potion. Oh, it's just a little better. Was not expecting like them to be that quick. So anyways, yeah, they did it. It was cleared. I connected it to my right account, and now it's good to go, and I can play 14 on console. So that's really exciting. And I played it a little bit the other day, and it feels really great on console. Feels exactly the same as it did on PC with the controls and stuff. The UI was kind of whack. I had to fix that, so I didn't copy over my UI settings. You have to buy a $20 pass thing to let you play on console. But once you buy that, you're good to go. It's like a one-time $20, and then you're good. And then as long as you have a account, you can play on either console or PC. No, I haven't had anyone email me a Korean account. Tell me that they have a Korean account yet. I'm hoping that someone sees that soon. But, I'm not expecting. Because, I mean, what are the chances? They're probably pretty low that somebody has a Korean account. But I'm hoping. It's still out there. If anyone has a Korean PlayStation account, I'm in desperate need. I'll just go to Korea real fast. I need a Korean PlayStation account just to log in for like 2 minutes. Because you need to download for the DLC for Kingdom Hearts 3 for the Chinese version. You need to make a Korean account to download it onto your PlayStation. But then once you have it, you're good. You can swap back to your regular account. But you just need a Korean account to download it off the store. And I can't just make a Korean account because in Korea you need a social security number to log on to online accounts. If it weren't for that, I actually could just make a Korean account. And I could also make a Chinese account, which may also have the right download I need, but unfortunately they passed that new law in China where they have certain amounts of time you're allowed to play. So now you have to log in with a specific ID on Chinese accounts too. So I got Blizzard. Kind of want to try it instead of fire. I like thunder a lot. It does a lot of damage. That wouldn't help either, because the reason I'm doing it is for trophies. So it needs to be the official Korean version. Yeah, you need like an actual ID. Unfortunately. No, it's my own stupid idea. I got it in my head that I'm gonna get every single Kingdom Hearts trophy ever. And I do currently have every single Kingdom Hearts trophy ever. But technically, the Chinese version of Kingdom Hearts 3 also has trophies that will hit a North American account. Don't ask me why. But for some reason they do. So technically, when I go on PSN profiles, you can see that there's a Chinese version of Kingdom Hearts 3 that I do not have the trophies for. And that greatly upset me. So I went on eBay and I bought a Chinese... Well, first I bought a Japanese version of Kingdom Hearts 3 because I thought it was the Japanese version. Then I found out that it's not the Japanese version, it's the Chinese version. So then I bought a Korean version of Kingdom Hearts 3, and I'm currently playing through the Korean version of Kingdom Hearts 3, which does not have an English translation, so I'm having to use my phone to translate everything as I'm playing. But the DLC, unfortunately, does not have a physical release. So with a physical Chinese release, I can just throw it in my PlayStation and it'll play it and it'll give me the trophies. But the DLC is digital, so I need to log in to the Korean PSN store to download it. You could do that with the Kingdom Hearts 3 too, but I can get a physical version and just throw it in and it'll work. but I can't get a physical version of the DLC. It's a digital download. So that's why I need to log into the Korean store for like 2 seconds, just download it, and then it's on my PlayStation permanently. How will you know who's Ann Sam? I went all the way back to the start. Ann Sam? So yeah, just a dumb project of my own volition, but now that I'm halfway through Chinese Kingdom Hearts 3, I'm kind of committed now. So if I get all the way through Chinese Kingdom Hearts 3 but I can't get the DLC trophies, I'll be sad. No, you can't use a VPN because you have to log in with a ID, with a Korean ID. You have to be living in Korea and have a Korean ID and log in with the information. You can't just VPN it. You can make any PSN account you want. I made a Chinese account. That's a Chinese PlayStation account, but I can't get into the store without an ID. Like, you can make whatever, you can make a Japanese PSN account on your PlayStation right now. You literally just, when you go to make your account, just say you're in Japan instead of United States, and it will make a Japanese account. Like, you don't even need a VPN for that. But you need an ID to log in because they have that law about how much time people are able to game over in China. And that's how they keep track of it, is they make you log in with your ID. In Korea, you've had to log in with your ID for a long time. That's been a thing there forever. Not exactly sure why that's a thing. I think it's something that helps with cheating or something. I'm not sure why that is, but that's been a thing for a while. Could you imagine? I apply for a temporary Korean citizenship just to download my Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC. I think I'll pass on that. Why would you like to apply? Just put it in the thing. Well, you know, weeb stuff. Why would you like to become a temporary citizen of our country? You know, weeb stuff. Woo and whatnot. You know what it is. This is a very awkward room to fight in. So I think after Dirge today, we're going to be playing, I just fell. I think we're going to be playing more Momodora. We're going to try to do the hard mode and the insane mode. So I was having a lot of fun with that last night. And if we can finish that, that means we can start Doom next week. Sigil 2. Which I'm very excited about. Why can't I hate every railing in this game. You cannot go over railings. It's very annoying. I mean, I get it. It's a PS2 game. Railings are pretty much the same as like a downed tree limb. They're immovable, impassable objects. But, you know, sometimes you just want to jump over a railing. He's very respectful of safety precautions. Alright, I'm buying potions. I got money, I'm buying. What is this? This is the whole room? Okay. Beat the game 3 times to unlock OSHA Vincent. I'm very confused. What is the point of coming up here other than this one room with a store? Does it go up more? Oh, okay. Oh god, I guess. Okay. Ready to game, boys. Ready to game. Up here. What the? We got him. We got him. He's trapped. Shoot! Shoot, Vincent, shoot! Yeah, very nice of them to only shoot from one side at a time.
Vincent Valentine reporting for duty, ma'am. I've been assigned your protection.
No.
Huh?
Why would they send his...
Excuse me?
Oh, I apologize. This is the first time I have ever met anyone from the Turks.
Nice cover up.
Lucrezia Crescent. Pleased to make your acquaintance, Mr. Valentine.
Elevators, the ultimate flashback machines. I mean, if nothing else, it's pretty interesting. I forget everything I was saying. Wacky Kate Sith hijinks ensue.
This has got to be the place.
Oh wait, am I Kate Sith? Oh no. What? Does she just have music playing out of his body at all times? Or is that just the music? Oh my god, what is this animation? This is pretty incredible, not gonna lie. I was not expecting this. That's his attack. He like stands still. Oh my god. Use your legs, man. Nope, I've never played Dirge other than like possibly for an hour when I was a kid. I've done a lot of research into this game for video purposes, but only really with the cutscenes.
I can't let anybody find me.
Oh my god, it's a stealth mission? Great. I'm sure this will be... I'm sure this game has excellent stealth mechanics. Final Fantasy 15 level stealth mechanics. I fell. Anyways, what I was gonna say is, even if you're not into like the crazy, silly story, just seeing the Final Fantasy VII cutscenes, but you know, in the graphics of this game and in Vincent's point of view, like, it's pretty interesting. Especially the scene where Hojo shot Vincent, like, it's cool to see that. How do I... Is this guy really just gonna let me... Okay.
I could probably make it in there.
What the... What the...
Maybe I can...
Well, as long as I just stand still and shoot, I'll be fine. Alright.
That's the same container I saw in Kano.
Is this a Donkey Kong? Can this be the whole game? If only. Stealth mechanics. Just run right behind them. Easy win. I like the little stars popping off his body when he jumps. Welcome back, Timmy. Good to see you. How's it going, Carrie?
What?
What?
Good gracious me!
I'm sure they're fine. They're fine. They're gonna be fine.
What? What in the Cerberus is growing down there.
Usher of souls. My brother. Omega.
It's Nero the Sable. Oh dear.
So Nero sees a cat running around, and the first thing he thinks is like, let me explain. Let me answer his question. Not like, what is a cat doing in here? He's like, let me explain my plan real quick. Maybe. That's the first time we've seen Nero, too. Trap.
Lucrezia.
Vincent. Right? Have you come to check up on me? Omega. His awakening is upon us.
I like how her voice was like super clear until we knew, and then it was like robotic.
Soul wrought of terror corrupt. Quelling impurity, purging the stream. To beckon forth an ultimate fate. Behold mighty chaos. Omega's fire to the lofty heavens. I came across this passage while studying the scriptures of the ancients.
Oh, see, there you go. Now it makes sense.
The chronicles of yore. Omega. The end. Just as all other sentient beings. He too was born of the life stream. However, his only purpose is to cleanse the planet of all things living and lead their immortal souls through the abyss of ether to a new beginning, far, far beyond the never-ending sea of stars. Just as life circulates through our planet, so too does our planet through the universe. Or at least in theory. However, what I can be certain of is, if Omega awakens, then all life as we know it will end. And when Omega has embarked on his journey to the cosmos, our planet will wither and die. I will leave a copy of my records here for you, Vincent. Though I cannot imagine what help they might be, if any at all. Just remember, I am so sorry.
Lucrezia.
The heck is this? Ancient technology. Really aging the game. Having a floppy disk. So, first of all, I thought that it was like an intelligent AI for a second because she was like, Vincent, is that you? Like, you look so different kind of thing. But I think it was actually just her saying, like, Vincent, right? You're probably the one that found this. So I don't think it was an AI. I think it was just a recording. Because I was going to say, like, how is it an intelligent AI, but then it also, like, only has this recording and then breaks? But I don't think it was. I think it was just her guessing that it was going to be Vincent that found it, kind of thing. But anyways, I talked about this in the in-depth look of Sephiroth. But this idea of Omega is one of the coolest things I've ever seen in any video game ever. Like, say what you will about the craziness of the story or whatever, I love the concept. It's such a cool, amazing, incredible concept. So they took the idea of, in Final Fantasy VII, having the planet create these weapons that defend the planet, and they basically took that and ran with it and said, okay, what would the planet do if the weapons couldn't defend the planet correctly? It would make some kind of like failsafe. And so Omega is the world's failsafe if the weapons can't protect the planet from whatever's happening. Then Omega is born and he strips all life, turns all life into life stream, absorbs it all into himself, and then takes off like a giant rocket ship and lands on a different planet, and then uses the life stream to produce more life. And like, what an epic, cool, amazing concept. It makes so much sense, like, that's what the planet would do. And like, the way that they combined the ideas of life stream energy being basically the life source of the planet, and then the weapons, and combining that into like a weapon that absorbs the life stream into itself and then takes off as like a final failsafe. Like, just so cool. And then later we're going to learn what chaos is and how chaos connects to Omega, which I talk about also in that video. But yeah, just I remember hearing that for the first time when I was doing research into this game, and like, just blew me away. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, what a cool, amazing concept. I don't know if they did the best at like explaining it here, because I don't know, the dialogue is just kind of hard to follow sometimes, but because I already knew what it was, I was able to follow it. But man, I love that concept so much. And like, it kind of reminds me of Final Fantasy XVI a little bit. I won't go into that because spoilers, but kind of the same idea of like wiping the planet for the good of the planet, but the people that are currently living don't want that to happen because, you know, they're people and they have emotions and matter to themselves. So like, it's this interesting dynamic of like, if the world was going to end, the best thing for it to do is to kill everything, absorb all the life stream energy, everyone's souls, basically, because that's kind of what life stream is. Everyone's souls, absorb it into this Omega weapon, and take off so that new life could live somewhere else, right? But as people who live on the planet, we don't want that to happen because we have thoughts and feelings and significant others, and like, we care about ourselves, right? So it's this interesting dynamic of like, technically Omega Weapon isn't a bad guy. Like, he is trying to save life, but by saving life, he has to end all life so that he can save it. So like, it's just this really cool like dynamic of like, it's not necessarily an evil creature, but we have to stop it because we want to continue living us as humans. So it's just really cool. Like, such an awesome concept. And the way that it actually fits into the world of Final Fantasy VII, fits into what we've already learned about life stream energy and stuff, and also with weapons. It's just awesome. I love it. And the other thing I was going to say during that cutscene was like, I can see why they called this Dirge of Cerberus Final Fantasy VII, because holy crap, would you be lost if you didn't play Final Fantasy VII. Like, they did a pretty good job of introducing the characters and stuff and keeping us like somewhat on track up to this point, but I'm pretty sure if you never played Final Fantasy VII, you would have gotten absolutely nothing out of that cutscene. You would have been completely lost. And I think a lot of the science stuff, they don't really explain too much of what's going on. They just kind of expect you to understand Final Fantasy VII lore in general, which I think is fine. I mean, it has Final Fantasy VII in the title, but it's just interesting to me, like, they introduce the characters enough to where we can at least follow them, but in terms of like the science and stuff going on, you would be totally lost if you didn't already have an understanding of Final Fantasy VII.
I found him!
Found him! I will say one... Oh, look at this room. I will say one big negative with the game that I can say right now, having played for about 4 hours now. There's like no enemy variety. We're just shooting the same exact guys from the beginning of the game. We got like the humanoid guys, we got the dogs, and then we got the heavy guys, and that's it. There's no real, like, enemy mechanics to speak of. No enemies with special moves or special mechanics or things we have to look out for or use certain weapons or have certain weaknesses. Like, just humanoid enemies with heads. That's all we're shooting for pretty much the whole game so far. Oh, there's a door here? Oh. He kicked me. I hear an enemy? No. I see a secret. Apparently that counts as a chain as well. Yeah, it's a pretty interesting question. Like, imagine if, oh, and the other thing too that should be mentioned is that Omega Weapon is a bit of a retcon. Like, obviously, Omega would have been summoned in original Final Fantasy VII. Like, Meteor got this close to blowing up the planet. I think it would have probably been summoning Omega, like, days before that, you know? So it doesn't really make too much sense that Omega wouldn't be awoken in Final Fantasy VII, but it is here. But that's just kind of a typical sequel retcon, you know, that happens in many games. But it should be mentioned. But yeah, there you go. Sephiroth was blocking it, obviously. He blocked Holy and Omega at the same time. Or the planet had full faith. That's what it was. The planet just had full faith that Aerith could save the day. Yet the planet knew that Aerith was going to win. But anyways, what was I saying? Oh, I wonder, like, there's an interesting discussion to be had about, like, okay, the planet gets destroyed and Omega is summoned and destroys everything and takes all the life stream energy and blasts off to another planet. What if it lands on another planet and there's already intelligent life there? Is it just going to be like, well, ours now? Or is it going to, like, take off and land? Like, does he have any kind of, like, thought process with that? Or he just does his thing and that's it? Does it go full Genova? Which is where my theme, or my theory, came in with Omega Weapon and Genova in the Sephiroth video, but yeah, like, does it have any thought process behind killing others, or does it only care about its own life stream energy and, like, repopulating life? Yeah, I don't know. Like, it depends on how, I guess, like, conscientious, can't say that word, it is. Is it kind of like just a robot? Because, see, the weapons in Final Fantasy VII seem a bit brain dead. Like, they literally just attack the nearest Mako reactor. They don't seem to have much thought. You know, Sapphire Weapon just charges straight for Junon. Emerald Weapon just swims around in circles. Ruby Weapon just sits in the ground. Diamond Weapon just runs after Midgar. Like, they don't seem to have a lot of brain power. Like, they might, but I don't know. They to me, they just seem like kaiju monsters. Like, they really just kind of have, like, one objective. So with Omega Weapon, he might just have the one objective. Like, absorb energy, blast off, wherever I land, let it go, you know? I'm not sold on it having, like, this whole brain where it's like, okay, I need to find a suitable planet that has no life on it already, but also has, like, the right atmosphere. Like, to me, that it doesn't come. I feel like it's probably just take off, land, hope it works. You know, I mean, it is a final oh crap button to begin with, so I don't know how much brain power it has, but who knows? Maybe. Okay, which one of these should I get? Yeah, it is. Or no, is Chaos Away? I don't know. No idea. I don't think so. We learn more about Chaos later, so we'll see what the game says. While equipped with a smaller magazine, this high-powered handgun frame is designed for dealing sizable damage. This handgun frame features a highly improved fire rate, and then larger magazine. I think I'll just go with damage. Oh, yeah. This thing is strong. I'm not a big fan of these tiny rooms. Like, I get what they were going for, like small, cramped, check your corners gameplay. But because of the camera being so far back, it just tends to be difficult to see what you're doing, you know? Like, I like this kind of gameplay in a shooter game, but not this shooter game. It's too cramped for this. I mean, look at how far back the camera is. This isn't like Uncharted. So this just doesn't really work too well. Actually, I'm supposed to go this way. And Sapphire. Sapphire tried to attack Junon, but failed. Emerald Weapon and Ruby Weapon are kind of just, you know, they're extra monsters, so it kind of makes sense that they don't really fit into the canon. Like, they don't make a lot of sense. Because they were added later anyways. So I give them the benefit of the doubt, but... Oh, I just made a big circle. So how do I open that door then? Oh, and Ultimate Weapon, of course. I forgot about Ultimate Weapon. He also flies around trying to blow up reactors. Most of the places he attacks, like Gungaga and Midgar, have reactors. He can also try to attack the North Crater. Is this like... Oh, okay, let's see. He tries to blow up the Mount Coral reactor, the Nibelheim reactor. He also randomly attacks Mediel, not sure about that one. What? Oh my god, that's so strong. Level 3 lightning. Oh, would you look at this? What the? Okay. First of all, that was incredible. Second of all, what was he doing in there? He took my bed. It's a great little shout out, though. How many times have we been down here? Deactivate the mines. What? There's mines. Deactivated it. Successfully deactivate. Successfully deactivated. How do I deactivate it? I don't understand. Am I just looking for the key card? Am I just avoiding the mines and looking for a key card? 'Cause I don't see one. And why am I timed? I think I'm supposed to get rid of them all. You serious? I can't shoot him and... Wow, that was not intuitive, but we got there. Now that's some gameplay. And yes, of course, the keycard was inside the mine. That makes total sense. I don't know why you would even question that. What? What? How did it? Okay, that was nonsense. How's it going, Trev? I don't know why it doesn't go all the way across. What? Keep hitting the wrong button for magic. I don't know why, I just can't get it in my head that it's L1. I keep hitting L2. Hate to keep wasting money, but I don't want to get into another boss fight with no health. It's like the only reason I was able to defeat Blue was because I had a limit break. Otherwise I would have been screwed. I had no health, no healing, nothing. Okay, you can only hold 3 limit breakers. Oh, I see, this was a shortcut. Ah, okay, I see now. I think the level design has gotten a bit better. It's not perfect, but I like this area. Ooh, is this the... It is! The spiral stairs! Please don't make me fight anyone else on the spiral stairs. The camera can barely see anything in here. Can you not? I just realized too, this song has the same like heartbeat that regular Shinra Mansion theme has. Okay, this looks exactly like this, has the same exact layout. That's really cool. They actually copied the layout. Question is the safe over here? Safe? Nope. Put some MP. Oh, it's the circular room. Omega report. Is that one of those collectibles? Discovery. Soul rod of terror corrupt, quelling impurity, purging the stream to beckon forth an ultimate fate. Behold mighty chaos, Omega aspire to the lofty heavens. After further study of the tablet of our research team, it has been determined that this passage was written by the Cetra over 2,000 years ago. Review of several dated reports on the world's live stream has shed new light on my theories about the Cetra inscription. Just as we are born from the flowing matter below our feet, I now believe that Chaos and Omega may also be sentient life forms that the planet creates at its own will. If we were able to discover the exact location where these two beings are to be born, the scientific repercussions would be enormous. I was informed by a fellow paleontologist this morning that the company had discovered another Cetra artifact in a new large-scale research project was scheduled to begin. She also said that my assistants had been offered a place on that team. So they're already connecting Chaos and Omega. I'm excited for the scene where they explain how they're connected. Because it's very interesting. Hello. What? How'd you get... I just cleared that entire... Where did you guys come from? I cleared everything up here. You guys are wizards. Now, where's that piano? Oh, we can't go see the piano? Oh my god. So strong. Is all this just... Is all this optional? Because I feel like I'm supposed to just be leaving through the front door. Maybe the front door's locked or something. I just want to explore to see what's in here. For curiosity's sake. These guys are starting to get a little too tanky. What is going on here? Okay, I found something. I feel like there was so much more for me to find in there. This is right after Final Fantasy VII. After 7, before Advent Children. I think.
This pain.
No, after Advent Children. It's 3 years later. After Advent Children.
We meet again.
I get that mixed up all the time.
This is perfect. I so wanted to see you, my love.
The opening cutscene is right after, like, at the end of Final Fantasy VII. But then it goes 3 years in the future.
I don't know. And to be honest, I don't care.
What?
But this is what Vice desires. Hail Vice. And what Vice orders, we do. It is very simple. If he desires the awakening of Omega, then that is what all of Deep Ground desires. We could care less what happens to the planet. But all this matters little to me. It is not every day you are granted a chance to cleanse the world of all life. Just the thought sends a chill of excitement through my body. The Deep Ground soldiers were born and bred to kill. We were chained to a destiny of servitude. But then 3 years ago, we were freed from our chains, though waiting for us was darkness lit only by the faint glow of Mako. And what do you think we did when we gained our freedom, We killed. That is how we were raised. That is all we knew. And so I bathed in the blood of 1,000 soldiers. And I enjoyed it. I reveled in it. And when I finally stepped out of the abyss, I craved for more. You understand, right?
I don't think so.
How can you say that, darling? We're one and the same.
Random spider tank. Yeah, I was gonna ask where she got the Russian accent. If they were all just deep in a Shinra base their entire life. But, you know, don't worry about that. Not important. I just like the idea that Russia and Scotland exist canonically in this universe. Since there's people with the accents. It's just part of a Hojo experiment. Or Ireland. Black Widow. Alright, good start. Another boss that just takes like 0 damage. Time for the cheat code. Ow. Get back here. Okay, so for some reason, shooting with the limit break, you have to like actually look at where you're shooting. You can't just use the aim reticle, which is really strange. Like, I'm okay with it, but it's just weird that it's different. Cheat code, we win. Well, he should get some iron sights for his wrist. They'd be helpful. Up, up, down, down, left. Forget this limit break. Well.
I'm sorry. Were you not expecting that? You cannot control the beast without this.
Oh no, I just turned back, so...
Well, there will be no need for it when I'm done with you. flee!
Let's go. You verse for the win. Yo, subs! Thank you for the raid. That was something.
If you manage to survive that wound, I'll make sure you don't survive the next one. But no matter. The end is upon us.
I really wish they would have just had Rosso like beat us instead of like sneaking up on us, because they've set her up as like a really strong villain. I feel like that would have been a really good opportunity for them to just show that she's stronger than us, and then, you know, over the rest of the game we get strong enough to defeat her, kind of thing, you know, instead of just she snuck up on us and that's why she won. But either way, that was cool. I also hope they explain, because like the proto materia is what's stopping Vincent from just turning completely into chaos. So I hope they explain why, for some reason, he turned back to Vincent, not having it. They're probably just going to say, like, if you don't get it back soon, you're going to turn into him completely. Like, you have a certain amount of time before... They're just going to come up with some excuse. Whoa, we can get an even better Cerberus. I kind of want to just pump all my money into the Cerberus instead of trying to upgrade everything and then having, like, no money.
Is it true?
Is what true?
Is what?
That Lucrezia, that Dr. Crescent is to take part in this project?
It's true. Why are you so surprised?
Do you see him?
Using your own child for an experiment?
Ha! I don't know what you're implying.
I love that laugh.
Both of us are scientists. We know what we are doing. You are the last person to have any word in this. Now, leave us at once, boy.
But
what? If you have something to say, say it.
are you sure this is what you really want?
Am I sure? Am I sure? If this only concerns me, then yes, I am sure.
Oh.
Oh.
I just... All I did was watch. I didn't even try to stop her. And then... That was my sin. And this is my punishment.
And this game has a lot of cutscenes. It's kind of crazy. I didn't realize how truly story heavy it is. I knew it was really story heavy,
Saw you
but
again. It was the place we first met. But you were... No, I'm the one to blame. I couldn't stop you that day. I just... Lucrezia.
I think they explain later, so I'll wait to say. I think they explain how she gets in the crystal. If not, I think I remember. I have so much to say about that first scene, but I'm waiting for the cutscenes to stop. They just keep going.
Morning.
Where? Who are you?
How do you not know? What? Excuse me?
Well, I'm glad you asked. I am the champion of the earth and the sky. I am the conqueror of evil. The single white rose of Wutai. Yuffie Kisaragi. Feast your eyes on... Whoa! 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 Ow! Ow!
And she's dead.
So, where are we?
Come on, aren't you at least a little concerned?
Oh, Yuffie. It's been a while. How's your head?
You... Could you at least pretend to be sympathetic? Hey! Take it easy. That was a big hole you had in your chest.
A hole in my chest?
I seriously thought you were a goner, but then the wound healed itself right up. You were always different, but I guess that's why you're still breathing.
This is our way of trying to subtly say he's invincible.
Me? I'm just helping out Reeve and his gang. I was poking around Nibelheim, and I found you looking all corpse-like in Shinra Manor. So I saved you.
Why does she say it like that? Shinra.
Imagine that. Me saving the great Vincent Valentine. Do I get any thanks?
I feel like they were trying to shoehorn in, like, we need to explain who this character is, so they just had him say, "Who are you?"
I didn't mean
So she
for
could
you
do
to
her whole
take me
thing.
so seriously. Anyway, Reeve wanted us to contact him as soon as you woke up.
So she had an outfit. So he was just like, "Is that Yuffie? I guess I'll ask."
Vincent has come too? Excellent. I have some good news. Using you-know-who, I was able to infiltrate Midgar.
Why do they refuse to say Kate Sith's name?
However,
It's like they didn't want to pronounce
what I saw
it.
wasn't the prettiest of pictures.
They didn't want to tick people off with the pronunciation, so they just like never say Kate Sith.
Omega. I should have known. We cannot let them sacrifice the lives of any more people.
It's actually really
Once
strange.
we gathered our forces, we'll launch a full offensive. Of course, we'll require the help of you two as well. Please hurry back to headquarters. Oh, I'm analyzing the data files you sent earlier. I should have results soon. USC out.
Yeah, like, I mean, they're specifically dodging it. Like, there's been 3 or 4 times where he should have said it, and he just says, "My feline friend," or "you know who," or, you know.
There you have it. I don't know what's going down, but it sounds big. I've been waiting a long time to get my hands on those deep ground punks. They've had their way long enough. Now it's time to give them a taste of pain a la Yuffie. Just give me 3 minutes with those guys.
make it 2. Well, maybe 3. Or 4. Well, it really depends on how many there are, but I think if there was 5, I could probably take them in 2, or 2 and 5, or 4.
I feel like they nailed Yuffie pretty well. Ah, this just keeps going.
Where am I?
Water. That's what we do here. We just put people in water. Oh, she's dead. Way to fall asleep on the job. Did we really need that random shot of 2 people walking past each other? It's random. I guess we kind of needed it to establish that he's in a prison, I guess. He's not even strapped down.
Shulk. How are you feeling?
Like killing you. Like I wanted to 5 seconds ago.
You were a fool to let your enemy live. Now I'm going to kill you and return to deep ground.
Okay.
I don't think so. I have to admit, I wasn't myself back there. Seeing you for the first time in 10 years left me in a spin. But I've had time to recover.
Yeah, I took a
And
nap.
I'm not letting you get away. Not this time. There's no way I'm going to let you kill me. And there's no way I'm going to let you go back to deep ground.
I don't recall needing your permission to do anything.
And I don't remember you ever being able to win any of our fights. Do you? How about it? You want to try your luck?
Okay, so we were trying to get her on our side. You're not helping. You're making it worse. This is not a good plan. Whoops. Blah. The way they run. Man, you guys suck at your job. Jeez. Metal Gear. What are you guys shooting at? There's no one around. They're just shooting at the walls.
Understood. You may begin mobilization.
Commissioner!
Officer! Deep ground?
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Emergency. Emergency.
They're back?
All battle
Why?
squads report to station.
I wonder.
All others.
They were
proceed
waiting
to the underground barracks.
for Azul.
Emergency.
Azul?
Emergency. All
His
battle
death
squads report
was
to
merely a
stations.
prologue to the
All
true
others.
terror.
Thank you, Robot Girl. Oh, it's better. His name is Blue the Blue.
Shortly. What the hell?
Oh, Yuffie's dead again. This looks familiar. Crash yet again. Alright, finally I could talk about that cutscene and then we're gonna wrap it up for today. So, there was something I really liked about that. We got to go all the way back to the Hojo Lucretia cutscene. There was something I really liked and something I really disliked. So I liked how they actually raised the stakes, or like implemented something that makes that scene even more emotional. So in the original Final Fantasy VII, all we know is like Hojo shot Vincent, and then Hojo got with Lucretia and did the whole thing to make Sephiroth, right? So our like assumption is that either A, Lucretia liked Vincent, but then when Vincent got shot, she was like, well, there goes that, and then ended up with Hojo. Or B, Lucretia was starting to like Vincent, Hojo shot him out of jealousy, and then forced Lucretia to be with him. It's like, so either one or the other, right? Like, either he kind of just forced it upon her at that point, or because Vincent, quote unquote, disappeared, you know, they ended up getting together, right? But that scene shows us that there's actually more to it. That actually Lucretia was saying, like, Vincent, you gotta tell me you want to be with me, because otherwise I'm gonna, you know, I don't care about life anymore. I'm just gonna be with Hojo and let him do whatever science, because I really just want to be with you, but you can't commit. You know, so there was like this, like, if it's only me that matters, then yes, I don't care. That was her way of saying, like, if it matters to you, then tell me, and then I'm gonna care. But if you're just gonna stand there and do nothing, then I don't care what Hojo does to me. So like, this is really cool, like, emotional weight there, which is cool because now we realize, like, Vincent's true sin. But it's also cool because it adds some stakes to that original Final Fantasy VII cutscene, where it's like, now we understand why, you know, Vincent is the way he is. So I really love that. And it reminds me of Crisis Core a lot, where like Crisis Core has these scenes that kind of like add to Final Fantasy VII without changing things or without retconning anything, but more of just like adding to it. And that's a great example. That adds to that scene without changing anything. Like, that was just something that we didn't really know. There wasn't enough detail there. So they went back and added that little bit of additional detail, which is just super cool. One thing I hate about that cutscene is the part after that where she freaks out and you see Sephiroth and stuff. Apparently, according to what I read, that's her getting a future sight into what Sephiroth is going to do. So apparently, like, the experiments that Hojo did on her makes her have future visions of the atrocities that Sephiroth is going to commit. Which I think is just dumb. Like, I just hate... It's the same reason I hate the Whispers in Remake. I hate when characters have visions of things, because now it just automatically has to happen. And everything that happens in between now and then, there's zero stakes. Because, like, you know, it's almost like pretty much the fact that she saw the future atrocities that Sephiroth was going to commit, that literally means that nothing that is happening right now matters. We know that Omega isn't going to kill everyone. We know that Deep Ground isn't going to kill everyone, because Sephiroth has to be born at some point and cause atrocities. Well, okay, I guess that's not true, because this is happening in the future. But, like, all of the scenes, all the flashbacks we're seeing in the game, all the flashbacks of, like, what happened to Lucretia, what happened to Vincent, all that stuff, like, none of that has any stakes. And all of the stuff at the beginning of Final Fantasy VII now has no stakes, because, like, we know that Sephiroth does his thing. So, like, it's just dumb. Like, I just hate when, like, there was no reason for her to have visions. It could have just been, like, because of the experiments that Hojo did on her, she got really sick or something. Like, it could have just been that. We don't need her to have, like, actual future visions of things that are happening in the future. because I don't know. I just hate when games do that, or when movies do that, or whatever. Like if it's a specific thing that we see but we don't know what it means yet, or there's some kind of like prophecy that needs to be fulfilled, that can be done really well. But future visions, I think, are just usually lame. Like there's just really no way to do them correctly to where it doesn't kind of ruin things for a while. But that's just me. Maybe other people enjoy that, but for me, like, I feel like when there's like a prophecy that needs to be fulfilled, I feel like that comes with a certain amount of like, but maybe we can change the prophecy. But the fact that like she literally saw Sephiroth burning down Nibelheim, it's like, okay, now that has to happen. Like, there's no way that doesn't happen, you know? So I don't know. I don't really like when games implement that kind of thing. Or at least give it some kind of ability to be changed, you know? Have there be some kind of thing where it's like, but we could change the future if we do this. And like, yeah, now that I think about it, it is a bit better in this circumstance because this game is taking place afterwards, so we do know that already happened. So it's not as bad. But I still don't like it. Like, I just don't like that. I don't like that idea. But you're right. Yeah, now that I think about it, like, at least this is happening after that's already taken place. So, it's not as bad. Like, we already know that happened, so it's not ruining any stakes for this game, other than the flashbacks. But of course, those are flashbacks, so it doesn't really matter. We know that Vincent survives and Lucrezia's in a crystal. Like, we know all that happened somehow. So it's not as bad in this game, you're right. But I always just hate stuff like that. I don't see any reason for it. And they, like I said, they didn't have to do that. They could have just said she got really sick, or Jenova started to talk to her. But like, maybe Jenova starts to talk to her and tells her these things. Not that she necessarily gets like a vision of it, but Jenova is just like, my baby's gonna be evil and he's gonna kill everyone and it's your fault. Like that kind of thing. Like, just have her like talk to her. I feel like that would have been better than like literally having a vision of it happening. But anyways, we're gonna stop here. I am really shocked. Like, I guess I just heard a lot of bad things about this game. And like I said, I played it as a kid and it should have been right up my alley, but instead I like played it for an hour and then never played it again. So I was very much expecting to go into this like with it being really bad, like really just over the top terrible. I knew that the cutscenes were pretty interesting and I knew that the lore was pretty interesting, but I was kind of expecting everything else to be like not mediocre, like bad. Like, I was expecting it to be bad, and I can't really say anything in this game has been bad other than the performance. I wouldn't call anything in this game bad. This is a typical PS2 third-person shooter. It's looks good, sounds good, plays pretty well. There's issues that come up, but yeah, no, it's anything but unplayable. I mean, it's fun, and like, for a PS2 game, I'm shocked. I mean, it's fun. The upgrade system is cool. The dialogue's much better than I thought it was going to be. The voice acting is a bit yikes, but I mean, it's a PS2 RPG, like, or it's a PS2 third-person shooter. I mean, I'm not expecting Final Fantasy X levels of voice acting. Like, I'm expecting somewhere in between, you know, Final Fantasy X and a really crappy PS2 game. I would say it's pretty much in between. I would put it right in between insert terrible PS2 game here and Final Fantasy X. Like, it's definitely in the middle. So that's kind of what I expected. There's definitely some things that have surprised me, like the soundtrack and stuff, but none of it's bad. I mean, genuinely, I'm pretty shocked at how fun it is. It definitely has its problems. I could definitely see, and I think that a big part of it is just the fact that it's so different. You know, you play Final Fantasy VII, and then you see this, and you're like, oh my god, I gotta buy that, and then you put it in and it's this, and you're like, this is not what I was expecting. I feel like that's a big part of the issue, is that just a lot of Final Fantasy VII fans probably played this and were like, this is not for me. So that's kind of where a lot of the negativity probably comes from. But as a big fan of PS2 action games like Devil May Cry and even stuff like Ratchet and Clank, and which honestly I would put the combat in this kind of similar to Ratchet and Clank, Chaos Legion and other PS2 action games. Like, I feel like this falls pretty nicely in with those, and even has some really interesting mechanics, like the materia system and the upgrade system especially is impressive, and the quick item use thing, and the 3 different loadouts that you can fully customize. Like, I'm pretty shocked, honestly. I was very much expecting, like, you just run around with a gun and smash the button. Like, honestly, like, and I was just expecting, like, you have the pistol and you just have terrible aim controls and you just shoot away at humans and then watch a million cutscenes. But no, it's honestly good. I do think that the balance of, like, action versus cutscene is a bit bizarre. For a more action-y game like this, I would expect anyone that's really into PS2 action games that isn't a Final Fantasy VII fan that played this to be really bored with the cutscenes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, putting this up against something like Devil May Cry, you're going to be like, come on, get to the action, you know? But for a Final Fantasy VII fan, you're pretty interested in actually what they're saying during the cutscenes, so it doesn't feel as bad. But I feel like the pacing would be kind of yikes if you were just an action game fan and you gave this a shot. I don't know if they're skippable. I've been afraid to press pause during a cutscene because I didn't want to accidentally skip one. So I'll have to see. I'll have to see later if they're skippable. But yeah, the pacing at the beginning was really good, though. Like I said before, it got us right into the action. But I feel like it would lose steam if you were an action game fan and you weren't into all this, you know, Final Fantasy VII lore. Which, again, you would be completely lost if you didn't play Final Fantasy VII. Like, I don't see any of this really sticking if you didn't already enjoy Final Fantasy VII. But regardless, I feel like after that first part, you'd be kind of like, okay, get on with it, you know. I'm here to shoot people, not listen to Kingdom Hearts characters talk. But yeah, I'm excited to see more. And me personally, you know, keeping all the review scores out of it and just talking about it personally, I'm enjoying this way more than I thought I would. I'm very interested in the plot. I'm enjoying the combat more than I thought I would. I enjoy, like, the upgrade system and stuff. But I'm just really interested in the both, like, the little additions they give to the Final Fantasy VII cutscenes, and then also its own lore, and also, like, the civets and stuff I just think are really cool. They're very Kingdom Heartsy with, like, their own abilities and all having their different weapons and everything, and that's just something I'm a sucker for. I just give me any game that has, like, a group of multiple characters all with their own weapons, and I'm just, like, in. I don't know what it is. I'm just, like, such a sucker for it. I just love it. I love to see each character's individual, like, skills, and, like, it's just, I love it. So, like, I'm totally into that. I'm excited to see where they go with that. And I want to, like, actually fight Rosso now. I wish they had done Rosso a bit better. I feel like I said, I wish we had like, a fight with her where she beat us. That would have been really cool. Had, like, a fight where she's just, like, too powerful and beats us, and then we have to get stronger to defeat her later. Or we have to beat Azul, and then, like, we get strong enough to beat her or something. But anyways, but yeah, no, I'm really invested. I'm enjoying it a lot. So hope you're enjoying it too. I'm very excited to see YouTube comments about what they think of this game, whether or not you guys grew up with it. Let me kind of know, like, what your thoughts are on it. Maybe you grew up with it and thought it was trash, and now you're watching this and want to try it again. Maybe you grew up with it and loved it, and you're watching it now, and it's bringing back nostalgic memories. Whatever it is, I'd be interested to hear like what you thought of it back then. Whether or not, you know, maybe you saw it and were like, that doesn't look like it's for me, and then didn't buy it. Or maybe you just kind of randomly ended up with it like I did. But I'd be really interested to hear kind of what you thought of it back then and what you think of it now. So I'll be reading those comments. Interested to hear. And now we're going to say goodbye to YouTube until next week. So YouTube, thank you so much for watching Final Fantathon and Let's Play Dirge of Cerberus. We will see you in the next episodes. Peace.